What's up guys, it's Prabdeep from channel Ace Pants, and today's video is going to be about the MyPABox platform. Now I know I normally make videos on clinical topics, but this time around it's a little different. I just could not pass up on this opportunity, and multiple of you guys have actually reached out to me on Instagram asking about this platform and whether if it's beneficial or not. And honestly, at that time, I did not know anything about this product until a team from MyPABox had reached out to me and showed me the utilization of their product. I'm not gonna lie, I was very impressed by it. But for someone who doesn't know anything about this platform, let me just give you a brief overview. Basically, this platform is for pre-PA students who are applying for PA schools, and they're trying to see which school best fit with their application. So what this platform does for you is that they go through every single one of the schools in the States and break down their requirements in a very organized manner. So all you have to do is just plug in the information they ask you for, which is going to be your GPA, your volunteer work, the courses you took in undergrad, or the shadowing hours and a couple other things. Once you have plugged all that in, it's gonna match you with PA schools that best fit with your application. So that way you have all the options available to you. And honestly, this is the only platform out there that does this for you, and I guarantee you it's gonna save you a lot of time, hassle, and frustration. Because I think there are close to 300 schools out there, and for you to go through every single one of them and see which best fit with your application, it's going to take you a very long time. So overall, it's a very useful product. But instead of me just talking about it, let me actually show you how this platform works. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so this is how the desktop version of MyPABox looks. It's not much different from the app version. It's a very similar concept. So on my dashboard, you will see there's basic information that you need to fill out, like your grades, peer shadowing, healthcare hours, evaluations, exams, and etc. Okay? And once you have filled this out, it can kind of match with which PA schools are best suited for your application. Now, if you move on to the next step, which is the PA schools, this will give you the total number of PA schools in the United States that are accredited right now. So as of right now, there are 308 PA schools, and they have listed them in alphabetic order. Now, this is not very important for you unless you're like just specifically looking for one particular school. But what you want to do is go to school match here and start filling out these filters, right? So you want to start off which state. For this video purposes, we'll start off with the tri-state area, which is Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey. New Jersey, New York. And then next up is tuition. Let's do 50,000 to 100,000. And accreditation status, you always want to do continued, because that means that, so this basically means the PA school is fully up to date with all the requirements needed for it to be accredited and allow their students to take the PANCE. And the rest of the categories are kind of iffy, and I wouldn't even want to take that stress, because if the school falls in one of these four categories, then there's a chance that they might not get accredited when you're in school. And if that's the case, I mean, you might graduate the program, but you will not be allowed to take the PANCE. So be very careful with this. Don't take any chances. Just go with continued under accreditation status. It is stress-free and guaranteed. So that's why I won't deal with any of these other programs. Just go with continued, because this assures you that once you have passed PA school, you will be allowed to sit through PANCE. Okay. Now, in terms of GPA, if you did not do well on your GPA, you can always do not required. Obviously, this is going to limit the number of PA schools you can apply to, but that is an option for you. Okay. Now, you can also put your prerequisites here. They have different subjects, and for each subject, you can go through and see which ones you have taken and which ones you haven't. Now, next up is the healthcare hours and PA shadowing. Now, given the COVID situation, even PA students have had a hard time going to their rotation. They have to do stuff online. So I can just imagine how much harder it is for pre-PA students to shadows PAs. So if you have had difficulty and you haven't been able to hit the proper hours, or you haven't been able to shadow, then you can always just put non-required. Again, just like the GPA, it's gonna limit the number of schools you can apply to. If you can't go in person, there are other online resources that you can use. The one I personally worked with was Miss Rosalind. She has a shadowing program online where she gives a webinar every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and she brings on a different clinician every single week. Okay, so basically in that webinar, the clinician goes over their PA journey, how they became a PA, and if they had any struggles during PA schools and whatnot, and what their day-to-day life is as a clinician, right? What are the most common cases they see, how do they round, and how their role is with the supervising physician. And at the end, there, if depending on how much time there's left, the clinician who's on board would go over one or two cases that they have seen during their practice. It's extremely cool. I would highly recommend that you guys sit through those, at least few of those, to get the feel of how medicine is. Okay, even if you have shadowed outpatient, inpatient is a complete different practice. So I would really use this opportunity. Even if you have the shadowing hours, it will just give you a very good overview of how medicine works. Okay, now in terms of exams, same thing. If you don't want GRE to be included or whatever the case is, you can do that. Okay, now in terms of program details, these are just little things that programs might or might not have. Like, for example, if you definitely want your program to have cadaver lab, then mark that up. Obviously, it brought your choices down from 10 to 9, not a big deal. Or like, for example, if you want to do high school entry, this is something what I did when I was in high school. I went into the St. John's PA program straight from high school. There are not many programs out there that do this. Yeah, exactly. There are only two here, but you can still try your chance if that's something you want to do. Okay, as of right now, we'll just put the cadaver lab out there. And application deadline, depending on what cycle you're applying to, you can choose that particular year. And once you're done filling out all these filters, you can just go on your view results here on the left side, right? And see which PA schools you can apply to, okay? And then you can go through each and every one of them and see what you like and what you don't like, and you can compare them, right? The ones that you do like, you can always save them, and as we have seen on dashboard, they will come right up here. Okay, for it'll be easier for you to search for them. But for example, let's say we are going through Albany Medical College, right? It'll give you the basic information like what their tuition is, what their pass rate is, when do their classes start, when does the program start, how long the program is, how many students they have in each class, and how much money you need to deposit to secure your seat if you are to get in, right? And then you can also go into some of the schools have these frequently asked questions. You can go through them if you do have a question and it's already, and there's a high chance that might be already answered here. Okay, so definitely go through that and go through the requirements. What exactly they require for you to apply. If there's a specific requirement that you did not have but this particular school requires it, you can just go through it and go take the particular course or whatever that needs to be done, right? And if for whatever reason you think the information is wrong, you can always go to this website tab right here, and this will take you to the school website where they have all this information. Okay, you can always double check if you're unsure, but my MyPABox team is very good at updating it and staying on track. But if for whatever reason you want to check it out yourself, you can. They give you that option as well. But overall, guys, as you guys can see, this makes your life so much easier. You don't have to do all that work. The subscription for this is only $65, which is not bad for the amount of work they have done for you already. I mean, if we go back right here, let's say we take everything off. We take the tuition off. What else do we have put in here? We take the cadaver lab off. If you take all the filters off, there are 28 schools. If you were to go through every single one of these schools and look up their tuition, their accreditation status, GPA, what courses they require, how much healthcare hours they require, if they need peer shadowing or not, what type of exams they require, it will take you hours and hours, right? If you're currently working at like a minimum wage job, which is like $15 an hour, and this platform costs you $65, then technically you would cover the cost of this platform in 4 hours. Okay, and I guarantee you, you're not going to spend 4 hours on researching these schools. You will spend a lot more, and the frustration that's going to come from it is going to be unreal. Because once we have put in, like, let's say you didn't want once you have put in more information, let's say your tuition budget is only 50,000 to 100,000, right? You're down to 10 schools now. Now, if you didn't know that and you had to go through all the 28 schools, you would have to eliminate 18 schools before you could come down to this number. Now, if you wanted cadaver labs in them, right? You've knocked out one more school. 9 schools out of 28. is what you would have been left with. And if you didn't have any PA shadowing experience, you're down to 3 schools out of 28. Imagine that. You go through 28 schools and you only find 3 schools to apply to. After all that hard work you put in, that must be frustrating and exhausting, honestly. So I would highly recommend use this platform. Okay, it's $65 for the subscription, and if you use the code that I have provided down below in this video, then you will get 15% off, and you would only have to pay $55. I feel like at this point I have praised my PA box enough times, but you guys have seen its utilization yourself, and you can decide for yourself if this is something that will help you down the line. Okay, and if you do, then please use the promo code and get 15% off and enjoy this wonderful platform. And I wish you best of luck in your pre-PA phase journey, and hopefully once you guys get into PA school, don't forget to follow AcePant's channel and my Instagram for more medical content. Alright guys, that marks the end of the video. I hope I was able to convince you guys of the benefits of this platform and you guys were able to see it throughout the video. And if you do decide to invest in this product, then don't forget to use my referral code below, AcePants, for extra 15% off on your purchase. And good luck on your application process. I really hope to see you guys transition into the PA school life. And yeah, that's it guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button for future videos. And until then, take care.